everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the PROFED Journey. Today, we will discuss something that is so important, economic relevance to our nation's economic development. And today's topic, the second episode of the PROFED Journey, is titled, Is AI and Automation Making College Degrees Worthless? Hello, everyone. My name is Professor Felix Quayson, and today I am the host of the PROFED Journey. So let's get right into it. Is AI and automation making college degrees worthless? So I want to say that the job market is difficult for recent college graduates, and it's even more difficult for professionals with decades of experience to navigate the labor market. Usually the indicators of a recession are our current realities, especially with the current layoffs, the youth unemployment between the ages of 16 to 24, adults unemployment, and then AI, artificial intelligence automation. So I want to state this key terms right on that AI stands for artificial intelligence. Okay, so if anyone is kind of confused about what I'm saying, AI means artificial intelligence. So when I say AI automation, I'm talking about artificial intelligence automation. Okay, so like I said, I mentioned before, the indicators of a recession of our current economy is basically the layoffs. We have the rise in youth unemployment between ages of 16 to 24, adults unemployment, and then AI automation, which has become somewhat a double-edged sword for professionals, recent college graduates, and also for our economy. So these signs the signs or the indicators that I just mentioned don't usually go away for a while. A lot of people think, oh, when they go away, that means the economy is doing great. They leave marks of slowdown on economic development for decades, even after our nation goes into a financial recession. So if professionals and college students or college graduates are having a hard time in the economy, that means it is an indication that the economy isn't doing too well. And many people will argue that a bachelor's degree is no longer the reliable path to professional employment. I will say that that is kind of like half the truth. There are many paths to professional employment, including trade schools and other things, apprenticeships, and so forth. With college degrees being one of the many paths to employment. So if someone went to college, graduated with a degree, and they want to go into the workforce to work, that is one of the pathways that you can use to go into the workforce and work. Now, the U.S. unemployment rates are still fairly low. If you look at the data compared to other recessions that we have had in previous years or decades in our nation's history, it is fairly low. The unemployment right now is fairly low, which is a good thing. It might not be a good thing, depending on who you speak to. However, when you look deep into the data that is presented on unemployment, you see that many young workers are still struggling, and most primarily because of artificial intelligence. AI has been automated to do entry-level jobs. So if you look at especially people that do coding or data science, that was usually meant for junior engineers to do that. But with the advancement of technologies and AI has really gotten so good that a lot of companies or major corporations don't even need the junior engineers to do those coding because AI has advanced so quickly and rapidly. And that is what I'm trying to tell you. So if you zoom in into the data, the U.S. unemployment rate it's fairly stable. Okay, but if you zoom into the numbers or the data presented, you see that the people that are really struggling the most is young workers, okay? Primarily, like I mentioned, because of AI automation to do entry-level jobs. So let's look at the entry-level positions. Entry-level positions used to be the safest for recent college graduates to get into the labor market, okay? But that is no longer the case since the COVID-19 pandemic, and after the COVID-19 pandemic, everything has kind of switched or swifted into a different direction for our economy. The supply of workers with bachelor's degrees are increasing. Okay, so you have a lot of supply of companies definitely do need people with bachelor's degrees. And that is definitely increasing. But the demand for workers with bachelor's degree are decreasing because of the impact and factor of AI, artificial intelligence, and automation. So you will see that a lot of people, recent college graduates, salary or wages, the wage growth of workers with bachelor's degrees have shown signs of slowdown. And this sign won't progress or change anytime soon. It's not going to shoot up, wages for recent college graduates because of artificial intelligence. So you will see a lot of slowdowns with college graduates entering the workforce. They are not going to have higher wages because of the advent or impact or factor of artificial intelligence. So because of all AI large and mid-sized corporations are hiring fewer workers and are investing, so they're not hiring a lot of workers, they are hiring fewer workers, and they're investing millions and even billions of dollars into artificial intelligence automation. So you have companies, big corporations or consultancy companies like Goldman Sachs, which projected in August 2025, this year, I might add, that AI and automation could replace 6 to 7% of the U.S. workforce. So that's a really significant number. If Goldman Sachs is saying that, artificial intelligence and automation could replace 6 to 7% of the U.S. workforce. And then when you look at another Stanford University study, and the Stanford University study finds that AI, which is artificial intelligence automation, was linked to 13% of decline in jobs for young workers aged 22 to 25 in the U.S. Meanwhile, the same study looked at older workers and more experienced professionals, and their job development or job growth showed a steady improvement or growth. So which means that, like I said it previously, that young workers seems to be at the receiving end of the economic slowdown because they're not getting entry level positions or job offers. But when you look at older workers and more experienced professionals, their job or growth seems to be steady improvement. Now, young workers will not work with AI as co-workers. I've said at conferences, that in today's economy, the way that the world is heading, or our nation's economic development is heading because of AI, young workers, or college and recent college graduates, college students per se, are going to be working with artificial intelligence. So it used to be in the past when you would get employed and then you would go see human workers that you can work with. Now it's going to be a lot of young workers or recent college graduates going into these corporations, and they are going to be working with artificial intelligence as their co-workers. AI is having some effect and impact. However, this is what I want you to think. I think the fact is that a lot of companies aren't hiring at the moment or bringing on new workers in consultancy capacities. So if you are unemployed or getting into the labor market, of course you're going to experience a level of difficulty that you have never experienced before, or that previous generations haven't experienced before because of what is currently going on in our economy. So more companies are demanding workers to have AI skills in their job descriptions. So if you see a lot of job descriptions of large and mid-sized corporations, you will see that these companies are asking their future aspired employees or workers to have some sort of AI skills, some sort of skills that they can engage with the AI tools that they're investing in. So that's something that you're going to see a lot in companies' job descriptions for their workers to have AI skills. So AI comes, so I don't want us to see AI as the doomed thing that we can get rid of. AI is, like I said, is a double-edged sword. It's a blessing, and you have to look at how you can improve your skills when it comes to AI. So AI comes as an empowerment. The way I see AI is an empowerment, it's a change, and we have to embrace it, right? It's one of the changes that has happened technologically in our nation's history when it comes to workforce development, and we have to embrace it. But it takes skills to embrace AI and for you to take advantage of artificial intelligence and automation. So, what I want young workers to really listen to or to understand is that yes, you are struggling to get an entry level position, but also take this time and the opportunity to work on your artificial and automation skills so that when the time comes and jobs are being posted, you will walk into these interviews feeling very confident. I also want to note to everyone listening that young workers also shrinking from the workforce. So because of the fact that AI is taking over most entry level jobs, we do see that a lot of young workers are also exiting or shrinking from the U.S. workforce. So if less workers are in the workforce, it impacts revenues and spending. And I will say that AI will have larger consequences in the near future because we will have an educated workforce or population, but fewer jobs available due to AI, artificial intelligence, and automation. So we're going to have a lot of people that, well, currently we do have a lot of people in college. So, we are thinking they're going to graduate, they're going to want to get a job in the economy. Managers want people with some sort of we call it soft skills, but I would call it human skills because we are in the era of AI. So nothing is soft about these skills. So we're gonna call it human skills, like critical thinking, communication, time management, and so forth. So those are human skills. We should just avoid calling it soft skills, okay? Because there's nothing soft about it. That's essential human skills that we need to in order for us to actually have skills that can compete with artificial intelligence and automation. Okay, so AI will have larger consequences in the near future because of an educated workforce or population, but fewer jobs available due to AI automation. So you have companies do require college degree requirements. They do have that in most of their job description for most of their positions within their company, and that will not change anytime soon. That is still actually it will increase according to what the study from one of the studies on Georgetown Center for Education and the Workforce, the Georgetown University Center on Education and Workforce. They projected that more and more companies will still require college degree requirements in their job description. So that will not change anytime soon. So what I want to say is it is up to the graduate to learn human skills. I talked about human skills, critical thinking, communication. We have so many human skills, learning styles, learning sciences, learn skills that are human, that can compete with artificial intelligence because AI cannot do everything, okay? AI cannot compete with creative talent and skills, okay? So it is up to the graduate to learn human skills, not soft skills, because AI cannot do everything, and learn how to use AI tools, how to prompt AI, is very because that in itself is a skill, how to prompt the right information from artificial intelligence. That would definitely be key to people that want to go into computer science, data analytics, all of that. And AI literacy will be efficient for college students. So now that you're in college, you're learning all these other courses, skills within your field and industry. Make sure that you spend time. Take advantage of Coursera courses that your institutions might have an affiliation with Coursera or LinkedIn Learning or whatever that suits you best. Make sure that you are exploring out there and learning all these different artificial intelligence tools and literacy to help with your skills. So AI cannot replace creative skills and talent, and I will keep saying that. Artificial intelligence will not replace creative skills and talent, and there is nothing soft about critical thinking, communication, all these skills, time management, and these are what us humans we will need in order for us to compete with artificial intelligence. So my advice is if you don't already have an internship or externship, I know some people call externship, some people call internship. However, make sure that you get yourself like an internship or externship to get a feel of what it will be like in your field of study. If you like it, good. If you don't, at least you know you don't belong there, or you don't belong in that field or industry. So look at the job descriptions of where you would like to work. You have some people that goes to these big elite or Ivy universities. They'll say, I want to work for Goldman Sachs, I want to work for JP Morgan Chase. Well, you have to look at the job descriptions, right? Look at what they are requiring. What AI skills are they requiring? And then start training yourself early on with artificial intelligence and literacy skills. Okay, so college degrees are worthwhile, not worthless. College degrees are worthwhile, not worthless. Okay, I would say the demand for college degrees are still intact. It's never going to go away. So college degree is worth it. It's not worthless. So by 2030, there will be more demand for workers with college degrees for most of the positions within companies, whether it's large or mid-sized, in the workforce. And that was a study that was done by Georgetown University Center on Education and the Workforce. So if you have any comment below, and feel free. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to the PROFED Journey. And once again, my name is Professor Felix Quayson. Take care. Bye-bye.